Hey everyone, Mherex here, bringing you another video. It's that time for the daily news. So I'm on my free to play, and I'll show you guys what I'm gonna use with Armor King. So he has a tour today. Hard mode gives you 10 hype, like hype stuff, right? And then you get some more on Hell mode, hype currency for him. So let's go into this, and it looks like I do have enough from that one, so it must be 10 on that one to hype him up. So I'll take the 10 hype for free. Heck yeah. That's cool. So I stole Tiffany's strap, because it's a move damage metals, but it's a Fury strap. So I didn't have to move much around. I stole Tiffany's strap. And then we have, the Tiffy time plate, which is doing nothing, so no worries about that. It's 100% Fury, and then I have takedown threes on it with a blue move damage metal, right? So this is probably how I will run him for everything this month because it's so strong for what I have. I took him to 5-star silver. You can see I ran out of blue TP. So 5-star silver is where he stops. So we're using the diving headbutt, the human necktie, and the jaguar screwdriver. And yeah, it's the good thing about this is it's high move damage and then high sub damage. So literally, I'm just running him with, because he's got 99 MP, the best sub people I have, which happens to be this fella and this fella. Now, if you have Mutant Bailey, mine isn't leveled up, only 30%, but Mutant and Pat Patterson 65. If you had those 150 and 200% with the takedown 3, that would be great. But I'm just indexing the sub because I don't have much for move damage trainers leveled. I have them all to run a good move damage set with him. I just don't have them leveled. So we're going with all of the sub stuff. Long story short, at 5-star silver, this is a 13 million damage sub. We're also doing damage with the juggernauts when they go off, or the countdowns from the sub when they go off, rather. And then I got the stun finisher in because it's more move damage. So that's just kind of how I'm running it. I've had no problems chewing through it up to this point. Um, so yeah, pretty easy gameplay loop for this. As far as subs go, it's a rather enjoyable sub gameplay loop. Um, you know, and I don't like a lot of them. So I just figured we'd start with this in case it helps you guys out. We're on hell mode, 28 million ray, and we're just gonna let Armor King do his thing. You can see it. We're just doing a crazy amount because we have extra hype now too from the earlier tour. Also, you notice it's one on the. You could cheese this and just mostly hit the finisher unless he hits green gems as well with like armor and stuff too. We'll see about the last one. Anyway, you can see we're up to 11 million on the finisher. So this is a one cycle 5-star silver Armor King, and maybe I should have focused a little more on his total damage output potential that he can do with like sub and stuff too on my showcase. But I don't know, maybe it probably doesn't go up as much from here because move damage really doesn't, but that's crazy amount of total damage. um Granted, we have 99 MP though. So anyway, let's go against the gold and see what we can do here. He's got a much better strap, right? So he's definitely gonna have gem armor stuffs. So, but I feel like this is gonna work quite well. I love that like trapped arm headbutt thing. I would 100% do that move if I was a professional wrestler. Just saying. If they ever make a card of me, I want that move. Trapped arm headbutts? Heck yeah. We lost a few of our juggies, but it's fine. Not to worry. This finisher also stuns as well. So he has one chance to do something, then we stun him, right? Boom. All right. And then we just start the loop over. It's a really nice sub loop, to be honest, guys. Yeah, I thought this was a good way to start the news for anyone that, you know, maybe he's not sure how to run Armor King, can't take him a long ways, or, you know, level him up or that kind of stuff like my free-to-play. And it looks like that's going to do it. So we can't quite 3-star hell mode, but pretty close. And then we get that much needed like hype. So I just thought I would start off the daily news there, a little bit different than normal, right? There's also an actual, very short, but an actual official blog for the Tekken event, which I can sort of, it's not really a blog, it's kind of short. But you know, I can give you guys the gist of it, right? So, um, you only get the hype if you have him at 6-star though, so we don't actually get this 15 hype. However, on this mode, we did. I don't know if he needed to be 5-star, but I did take mine 5, and I got the 10 hype to take him hype 1. Also, notice we're getting this currency in these tours. These like flame currencies, and you notice you can get some from boxes. This is a chance for you to farm up these coins, and there is a loot that will go a little bit out of order today because there's so much going on. While I'm thinking of it, there is a loot that you can actually farm. King's Treasure loot. You can do any amount of pulls because there's no like featured, right? It's 4,000 for a 40 pull, and you know, I have 4,000, so why don't we just for the news do a 40 pull? So odds of hitting featured is 1.21%, so not great. But there's some good stuff in there, potentially Armor King moments, right? But you're probably not getting a lot of that. Super rare, we got medallions and stuff, like tokens, I mean, what have you, right? And then commons, you have a chance to get Tekken prize wall currency, right? So, yeah, let's just do a mega. It looks like I have enough, judging by this, and let's show you guys. So I wasn't planning on starting off the video like this, but I guess I got enough for a mega out of that. I'm just going to skip all, because I don't think it's worth, you know, making you wait through a bunch of stuff. So I hit one featured, and it was strap parts, and then we got a bunch of coins. And here we go, though. This is the important thing, I would say, like prize wall currency. We got like 20, 40, 60, 80, about 110-ish. And then we got some currency and stuff. So I didn't hit anything super great. I did get some prize wall currency, which I will take that. We'll see where we get. It's a long event, which I will talk about as well. So I just figured I would kind of cover that since that's farmable, that is there and an option, right? As far as the event itself, you can see it goes 10 days and 19 hours, so 11 days. And yeah, you get talent for leveling King up. You get, you know, big points for spending currency. If you get Kazua gear in the weekend contest, it's worth 500,000. King gear, that's next week in the Dark Awakens contest, so we don't know about that, but that's next week. You get 500,000. Titan takeover battles, 34,000 for each one you do, so make sure and do that. There's a bunch of different Stip tours, so make sure and do all of those. They are repeatable with cash. So I don't know if this grays out after one turn or not, because I haven't done it on the free-to-play yet. So yeah, but they are redoable with cash. So that's kind of the Tekken event. If you look in the milestones, like most of these, this will be just like the recent one we had, if you remember. The like 10-day event, I don't even remember what it's for. It had a nice prize wall. I'm blanking on it. But a lot of the currency is like backloaded, right? Most of these bags are going to net you 175 if you want to tally it up. A bunch of armory in the earlier milestones, so you definitely want to do it. Right, a bunch of armory, so you definitely want to get to the gold chest. I'm sure we'll have a showdown and stuff for it, but not a lot of bags. Most of the bags are backloaded, right, in the after the bonus milestone. So like here you get 3. There's also the chests where you can get a low amount of shards for some good people, so that's cool. Right, 3, and then if you go all the way to the end, you know, you get 85, right? So they really 50 in this one. They really backload the milestones. So You want to try and do everything you can so you can get into the bonus, because that's where a lot of your points come from, or your prize wall currency, right? So that's kind of the big Tekken event, right? It's also week 2. So, you know, solo contest is going on, but for the week 2, you just have the faction event. There's a ton of tours today, which we'll cover, but it's mostly today like about Tekken, right? So, um, yeah, where to go from here? Let's just kind of go start as like normal. If you don't know where to get King, he's a free claim right here, Armor King. You can buy this 1990 offer to get him at 4-star gold and 3,000 shards. This doesn't make a ton of sense to me necessarily unless you just are shard starved, because to go from 3-star to 4-star is not great. So unless you just want the shards to take him up to 6-star, then it's fine. Now here's where there is a decision to make if you're a spender. The Dark Awakens Prize Pass exclusive. This pack unlocks a contest prize wall where everything is 50% off. All the same items at half the price, plus exclusive access to the Black Wings of Rune plate. It does cost $100. It does get you a 6-star bronze King. Also gets you 40 hype for King, 2,500 prize wall currency, 10,000 shards. So you can take him all the way up with shards, and then 1.68 million solo points, as well as a 250 million coin. So it's basically giving you the stuff to level him up for 100, and then you get the half off prize wall. So since we got to this spot, I will show you the regular prize wall, which is quite good. So Jin Kazama gear, that is Dom's gear, 380% trap gem damage. The Rage plate, which is pretty cool. Whenever you make 2 or more jug gems, increase all of your gem and move damage by 50% for 2 turns. So that's a primary plate. You can use it on a bunch of people. Pretty cool plate. Rhea Ripley at 6-star gold. Very expensive, but she is on there. Royal Rumble skill plate chest. So it's a random Royal Rumble plate. Another high value prize. Kofi's World, which is a okay move damage plate. Name of Fear plate. Gruesome Guys plate. Rainbow Transfusion, right? And then we get some moment tokens in here. A bunch of shards that are pretty useful, right? And then so that's the regular one that we all have access to with a lot of nice stuff on it, right? Free to play, I mean, I can't see getting to 30,000. I might kind of hone in on this Rage plate is kind of what I'm really looking for if I can hopefully get there on the free to play. I feel like I kind of really want that. But that's just initial. I'll do a prize wall breakdown tomorrow, I would say. Now, if you want to see what the half off wall looks like and what you get access to, I do have it on Mherex. So it opens up this wall and it gives you the chance for the Black Wings of Rune plate, which is Dom's plate. When you break 20 trap gems, generate 49 random yellow gems at the end of your turn. Very strong plate for Dom. Pretty cool plate. Then, of course, you can get Dom's gear half off, everything else half off, including 6-star gold Mommy. So if you're a spender, you want Mommy, you don't have her, you know, this might be one of those times where it's in your interest to do it if you know you can get enough for other stuff. Also, you can see there's more plate choices. There's a Rainbow Explosion and a Frankie the Parrot plate on there. So there's that's different. And then I think a couple of the moments are different. Let me do this side by side for you guys too. See if some of the moments are different. Yeah, you get 2 more moment options. And you got to make sure some of these moments are just tokens. So make sure, I think this Clash of Champions is a token where you need like 4 of them or something. So just make sure. If I'm not mistaken, this was the $100 moment. Was this the $100 moment? The Immortal 13 Austin one. This is also one I'd be interested in for Striker Austin on the free-to-play, right? So anyway, those are the difference. You got the Hell in the Cell one. So that's the difference there. And then when you get to shards, obviously Vicaire, EO Sky, Ray Phoenix shards are extra, right? So yeah, pretty solid half off wall, to be honest. This is just filler stuff, right? Whatever. Random gem damage and move damage straps that are random errors and stuff. I hate those. I'll cover that in my prize wall. But yeah, and then some, you know, some lowish value econs. So that's the prize walls. That's what the half off wall is. Like I said, you got to get the jump start with the 2,500. And if you want to see, I just have done a little bit of Stip on Mherex. So just buying the Jumpstart pack, right? I haven't done any tours on Mherex. So the $100 pack, oh my gosh. Those are almost always 175. Heck yeah, that's huge. I probably won't get anything like that again. I will take it. We got 2,000 from one bag. Yeah, you can do unlimited Stip tour ones, so you can rebuy and get points for those. So I have done some Stip on Mherex, but I haven't done any tours or any pulls, as you can see. And that's where I am just getting the starter pack, the $100 starter pack. So we're like, and leveling King all the way up to 6-star gold and then doing a few Stips. So that's already getting a decent ways into the bonus if you're trying to figure out, you know, is that pack worth it, etc. Right? That's just information. I'm not telling you to buy it. I'm just giving you information, right? So yeah, that's where that's at. And that's without having done any tours today. So just was going to throw that out there for you guys. Anyway, that's the prize wall. I'll do a proper breakdown tomorrow. Now, for the event, when I do the prize wall breakdown, I'll also really go into where all of the stuff is as far as I can tell in the contest. So and as far as the prize wall goes, it does not have a timer on it, but it's the same currency you earn in this. So the prize wall is at least 11 days. So do not hurry. Save your stuff. Don't make impulsive buys. Even if you don't think you're going to get a lot, keep in mind this prize wall is backloaded to the end. So wait till the end to spend your stuff or you might regret it. Okay. All right. Now that we have that out of the way, where was I? I forgot what I was saying. Crap. Oh well. Anyway, back to this. I'm sure I'll come up to it. Oh yes, the event. Yeah. So tomorrow, I'll like when I do the prize wall breakdown, I'll kind of talk about where to get all this stuff, but it does list it here as well if you want to see where to get them. And if you don't know, the Jin Kazama and the Kazuya gear, those are skins that give stats. So it changes the way Dom looks and the way Ray looks, and then it gives them awesome, awesome boosts. They're both very strong. The Ray gear is kind of crazy. So Armor King's in the store now for free. You can buy the starter pack that unlocks the prize wall for $100. He's also in the Dark Awakens loot. We'll look at that. Jin Kazama gear, if you already have Dom, congratulations, you get his gear free in his tour. The rest of us have to buy it on the prize wall that's up now. It'll also be in the Jin Kazama loot starting Wednesday. Okay. Rage State Plate, that's whenever you make 2 or more Jug Gems, 50%. Find on the 4x daily Stip Tour leaderboards and the prize wall, which we saw. Black Wings of Rune. This is exclusive only to the prize wall. So the one that's the trap in yellow, the only way you can get that is on the prize wall. Stay tuned for more info on the gears for Kazuya and King and even more Tekken plates. There's another prize wall that's starting in a few days as well. I believe it was on the Discord where it said that. Anyway, there's another prize wall coming as well that'll have other stuff on it too. So yeah, that might have been in the blog actually. Let me see if I can pull that up. News reading. Okay, so Kazuya gear is available in the weekend contest loot and prize wall starting November 14th. And that gear works on Rey Mysterio West Coast Pop. So there will be another prize wall November 14th. The King gear will be available week 2, November 17th in the Doria loot and prize wall. Okay? So that's where the other two things we don't know about. I would assume Ray's plate is also on the weekend wall, since I don't see it anywhere else. So I will just assume it's there. But who knows? There's also a week 2 prize wall, so maybe it's in there too. It doesn't say for sure, right? All right. So now that that's kind of out of the way, let's see what else we got here for freebies. Backstage pass. So no, we're not talking about loot. It's a striker claim today. Trish and Nakamura striker shards, 100,000 each. I'm sure that'll be useful on this account very, very much. So I love those. The appreciation claims continue to be awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And the free daily bag. Let's go. Let's have something exciting here. All right. I mean, to be fair, that bag that I got on the Mherex account was pretty awesome. Okay. So It's important, right, for the Tekken to make sure you do 3 of your matches on Titan Takeover every single day. That's 100,000 solo points. So do your Titan Takeover. It's Powerhouse Day or Acro Day. Powerhouse is against Acro. And I need to claim my stuff because I definitely want Striker Wildcard hype more than anything else in the shop. So let me go back to here and claim my stuff from yesterday. I got to do more strap management on this account, as you can see. Bunch of crap all sitting here. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Excellent. Why am I going here? I don't know. We want all of the wild card striker hype we can get. Striker and Showboat. Trickster as well. All right. Anyway, do your stuff because points, right? So there's that. And now tours. There's a crap ton. But don't panic. You can see the Tekken tours. You got all kinds of time. 7 days on these ones and 11 days on these ones. So don't panic there, right? So the Dark Awaits tour, you guys saw the King one. Then you got the King of Luchadors. This is the Dom one, where if you have new Dom, you get his gear for free. So that's really cool. If you have new Dom, I don't on either account. Bummer. So Electric Wind of Godfist. This is going to be Armor King as well in New Dom. And at least on normal, let's check hard because I haven't looked at any of these. This one also required, that's the wrong one. Here we go. Also Dom and Armor King on hard. Let's see what we get in Hell mode. It would help if I click the right tour, huh guys? So only Dom for the bonus in Hell mode. 47,500 and 30,000 is what you'll miss out on if you don't have Dom. Chest along the way, whatever, that's fine. That's not a ton. That's basically one pull because one pull is worth 70,000. So not the end of the world if you don't have the CSS. Let's check this one. Rolling Death Cradle, that's EO Sky. Probably the same thing, 70. Yeah. So basically one pull for each one you don't have. But you can do hard mode, right? With a few more options. Live, Raquel, and EO, right? So not bad there. All right. And Demon Steel, we got Dom, Penta, and Ray Phoenix. That's great. I'm assuming the Hell mode is Ray Phoenix then. It is Ray Phoenix. Yes, it is. So, yes, sir. Let me make sure I'm not missing something. I'm not. Okay, cool. Alrighty. So that's that. Now this is the Steel Cage, Voldemort Tours. Yay, who's excited? Not me. Black gems, multiply gems, green, red, and blue gems are buffed. Yellow, no move damage buffed. What's nerfed? No entourage, no straps and medals. You can use props, so it's at least beatable if you can use props. Armor King for the boost. Obviously, that's who I'm going to try to use. 99 MP will help. No strap is a bummer. And let's see. Ray, what does he got? No strap, so you can't cheese him. I was going to say easily, but you can't use a strap. So no strap, which is good. It's when they give him a strap that's a big, big problem. No strap here as well. And Armor King, again, is the CSS. So I'm liking that one. It's probably going to be really hard, but with Armor King being the CSS, I'm fine with that. Luchador one, really annoying. Dom required again, but at least it's not missing out on his shards and stuff, right? Oh, buff to submission damage, so Armor King likes that too. So yeah, it doesn't look too bad on these Voldemort tours, but I would for most of us, if you don't have the CSS and you have Armor King at least leveled up, he'll probably be super useful. Otherwise, your typical 1-0 MP people would be fine for the Steel Cage, right? All week for the McCool tour, no big deal there. We have all these new tours. I don't really care about them today. You guys probably don't either. You just need to get done before Friday, right? And actually, they only added one so far this week besides the Champs one. It's just Modern Era. So that's actually kind of nice. And that's the Logan one, which is the backstage pass. So that's good. I'm glad they didn't bombard us with tours there today, because we also Victory Tour. So you have all week to do those if you have them. We also have the Eddie Tour, which again, you can see my video from last week, how to beat these. It's not really hard at all. With Eddie, if you want to see the setup, you can easily do it at whatever mine is at, like 5-star bronze. I think you could do it. Mine might be 5-star gold, but you can do it at 5-star bronze. No problem. I'm assuming we'll have a showdown tomorrow, but I don't know for sure. So that's the new stuff. And now we have the Stipulation Tour, which is deal damage. For those wondering about this one, your damage is cumulative. So if you rebuy, not only do you get the points, the 70,000 points here for the event, you get them the second time, and then you get it for doing the Tekken thing as well. It costs 100 to rebuy on this one cash, right? And it's just dealing damage. So you will want to have whoever can deal damage. The rewards for this one is not that big of a deal. I would just rebuy for the points if you're interested in the 70,000 extra, and then however much it is on this one. On my free to play, I don't know that it's worth it for the 100 cash. Normal is worth 100,000. So rebuy for 100 cash is 170,000 solo contest points. So you decide if it's worth it for you or not. All right. Hard mode. I can't see the leaderboard because it's hard mode. That's for the chest with a small amount of shards. This definitely isn't worth the rebuy, other than the points, right? Again, if you want the 100,000 points. And keep in mind, there's 4 days of this, so it will add up. You probably get over like 1,000,000 points if you're able to rebuy all of those. That one's probably like a $200 buy-in. And this one is for the skill plate. Here, let me go to Mherex, because he can see those because he has them unlocked. Let me go back. When I find out how to open him. 1 second. Oh. The top 50 get one of the Rage State plates. That's the one we looked at on the prize wall. Make 2 or more Juggernaut gems, increase all your gem and move damage by 50% for 2 turns. The top 50, 50, have access to that. Now, this cannot be rebought with cash, unfortunately. You get 1 free run, right? 1 free run, and then you get 750 prize wall tokens. Then they're charging $5 for another ticket. So, and it is cumulative, so they're basically, you know, I don't know that 50 people will buy an extra ticket, but probably 50 people will buy an extra ticket. So I'm not saying you have to for sure, but you might have to if you want to get the plate. Just keep that in mind. Either way, you should do it because it's good stuff. And yeah, we don't need this one now. All right. So at least do the one to get your stuff. You know, buy your Stip stuff, right? Etc. Blah, blah, blah. You know the drill. Marquee Stip Tour. Just want to show people, you can always get these style of plates on here. The gem chuckers, very available. If you do your marquee Stips, they're kind of a pain in the butt, but you know, they're worth doing. And then it's the 2.5 times Monday. So definitely do your Stip Tour today, right? So that's kind of your daily stuff. Now let's take a look at all of the offers, which we kind of did a little bit. Like I said, I don't love this one. This one, if you're a spender, I think is worth it. If you're not a spender, right, then, you know, what are we talking about? If you really love King and you want to buy hype for him, it's here. I hate these offers, but there it is. Enough to take him all the way up if you want. Love the Judgment Day Dom offer. $10, 6-star silver Judgment Day Dom, who's super fun. With 4 pulls, that's $2.50 a pull. So I do love that offer. Starter packs, you got 2 days for these. 70,000 points, 2 pulls. So like if you're missing some CSS, this $5 deal makes up for it with 100 medallions. It's fine. $2.50 a pull, right? $7 one is 3 pulls. So it's a little bit better price, slightly. And then you get 150,000 solo points and 200 medallions. So if you're only buying one, this is the better. This is the Stip thing I was telling you about, where you can buy in a second time. So, you know, I don't love it, but you know, if it gets you a plate, $5 for a plate, if it's worth it to you, whatever. I don't love these offers because it's just resources. In fact, I hate these offers. So do with that what you will. Same thing with these. Hate those offers. The King's Treasury, you guys saw what a mega pull looked like. If you want to pay $20 for a mega pull, you do get 800 prize wall medallions. I personally don't like these. I would assume they'll be here all event. If you want those, go farm. Do like auto tour, auto runs, right? And then while you're watching TV or something, just auto the tours or use auto clear tickets, right? If you have a bunch of auto clear tickets, you can burn a bunch of those. And these are just your stock ones with no bonuses, so don't get those. Backstage pass, good deal. I like that. Big fan of that. Logan's a great trainer. For if you're using subs, as you guys saw on the King build I did, my free-to-play uses the 6-star Logan as a trainer all the time. If you're newer to the game and you're wondering if he's worth it at 6-star as a trainer, yes, you will use him all the time. Not a great fighter, but is a great trainer, plus you get all the extra stuff, including a modern acrobat. So I'm a fan of the backstage pass, no different this week. These ones, whatever, I don't do them. If you want to, go ahead, you do you. Starter packs, they're not new, so I don't think there's anything else new. We talked about the prize wall. Now let's look at the loots. We did a loot pull on the new King's Treasury loot, so you guys saw that. So nothing really to talk about there. I don't think it's worth buying. I do like it for free and farming. I think it's great. And the Dark Awakens loot. Now this one gives you 70,000 solo points per pull. So a mega pull is 2.8 million points for the solo event. Yeah, that is what it is, right? Chance to get King at a higher level. 5 featured guaranteed on a mega pull. Otherwise, and so this should tell you something. Featured odd is 10%. 1 in 10 pulls hits a featured. That should tell you something when you look at some of the cards in here, including Stephanie Vicaire, that it's a 10% chance to hit a featured, and you have like lots of really good stuff in here to start, like really good stuff, wildly good stuff. And I would assume at a certain point we're gonna start getting less and less good. Yes. But there's like 5 bajillion cards in here. Definitely less good. However, it is all 6-star bronze posters, so you know what? I don't hate this at 10%. Now, don't think that 1 in 10 you're going to get a bunch of the top ones. I hate the way they do their odds because it's a bucket, and not every card in here has the same odds, right? So they're super weighted heavier towards the worst cards for sure. So don't think you're going to be pulling all kinds of amazing stuff, but for what it is and the fact you get event points and it's a 10%, I don't think it's terrible, if that makes sense. All right, now super rare on 7 pulls. It has a super high chance at 30%. That's like 1 in 3.5, right? And then commons are 60%. So really it's just decent, really good odds in general for the stuff. But let's see what's super rare. There's just super diluted, right? So don't think you're gonna hit the big stuff. Then we got some good stuff, some okay stuff, mostly, right? Nothing gonna set the world on fire for sure. Like the indie's really good with stuff. They just gave Andre away for free. McCool's awesome. And then commons, you guys know that they're heavily weighted. Usually there's some bait in here, but for an event that gives 70,000 points per pull, and the fact that it's all full cards and there's some decent one in there, I'll say it's not too bad. Now, important, if you are spending money, I think if you're spending 100, the starter pack makes sense, but that's only if the half off wall means something to you, right? Because you don't get any pulls with that. You're going to want to purchase on the portal because of the bonus milestones. There's all kinds of medallions in there. 100 Ray Phoenix shards when you spend $100, and then 1.5 million plus Darkness Awakens contest points on the portal. So if you buy on the portal, you're going to get a lot more solo points and stuff and move a long way through there. You're also getting medallions in there for the prize wall and a bunch of those, etc. So that's the spot to do it. Um, on top of the normal $100 or the unlock the big prize wall, there's the flagship that's $200, gives you 10,000 medallions, 2.8 million solo points, and 90 pulls, and then 8 bags as well as some econ. That's a ton of money, but that would get you a very long way in the event. It is what it is, but then you're in super deep. But you know, if you're doing that and then maybe you're trying to get mommy and the plates and all of that, whatever, I'm not going to try and justify it. But it is what it is, right? Now on the portal, if you wanted to spend $100, they have a 42 pulls, 1,500 um, event or prize wall currency, and then 700,000 solo points. So that gets you like 3.5 million event points right there, right? That's a decent portal offer. There's a daily task pack. These are $10. It gives you 200,000 points, which is basically three pulls, and then one prize wall or one pull actually. So it's worth 270,000 points for $10 in a bag. I don't really like the daily task pack at all. I wouldn't personally do that. Now, there is one called the Hellfire Dark Side Special. This seems ridiculously good to me because it comes with 2,000 prize wall emblems. It's a one-time offer. It doesn't have a timer so far as I can tell, so I don't know how long it's there. It's 8 pulls for $20 with 280,000 solo points and then 2,000 prize wall medallions. I will probably snag that one on Mherex. So the you know, if you're a whale, I definitely like the $200 offer. I'm not going to buy it, but I do like it because it's better value quotation marks than a lot of the other stuff. And I like but I like the $20 one the most. Like if you're into spending and you want to get a little bit farther and get some solo points, that's a pretty decent $20 offer, I think. There's also stamps, right? So on $20 and $100 stamps. So three $20 stamps gets you 300,000 solo points, for example. So you can kind of move up that way. We're not going to talk about super expensive $100 stamps, but so that's kind of the spending. I also see there's a Monday Night Meta loot pack up there. So that leads me to believe if I reset my game, there might be a Monday Night Monday Night Meta. Did I miss that? Do we have a Monday Night Meta tour as well? Let me reset this and see if the tour is live yet. So if not this week, then I guess next week for the Monday Night Meta tour. There's so much. This is also a crazy long news. How long have I been recording? Or does it tell me my time? Somewhere here. All right, game. Anytime you want to open. Oh, 38 minutes. Holy cow. Anytime, game. This could have been 2 daily newses. I could have just done a Tekken news and then a regular news, but I mean, I already posted 5 million videos. Where does it stop? I don't see a Monday Night Meta tour. So maybe it starts a little bit later. That might start at like 7 p.m. or whenever time Raw starts, you know, on the Pacific Coast. But it's right here too. So, and it lasts all month. So save for the mega pull. Obviously, there's going to be some great stuff in the featured, right? So you want the mega pull. It's also 6 stars. Obviously some huge duds, but some awesome stuff too. All it takes is hitting once. So love the Monday Night Meta. Glad it's back. I will 100% be saving for featured on both accounts. I'm going to call that for the daily news. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Remember to like, subscribe, and share. And I will get kind of like a event guide and prize wall breakdown on Tekken tomorrow for the current prize wall. There will be more prize walls for it too. So just stay tuned, but make sure and do your daily stuff every day for the Tekken event. It makes a big difference. So thanks for watching, guys, and good luck out there. Whew. I need to drink some water. That was too much talking.